We stopped in the last session. The last session we discussed about positional arguments. The next one is like default arguments. The next one is like a keyword arguments. The next one is like a variable length, right? Variable length arguments. The next one is like what? Keyword variable length, right? Variable. Yes, sir. Okay. Now, one example. Can anyone give me positional arguments? Can anyone give me one example? These arguments we can say like a positional arguments, like that you can say positional arguments. Don't think more. Any function which takes some arguments, those arguments come under positional arguments only. For example, if we write like some function, here you can write n1 plus n2. Here those two arguments I taken. Whenever you call this function, first position 10, second position 20, you pass. Okay. Now here, the function which takes some parameters or arguments, right? Those arguments by default, we can say like a positional arguments only. First position expect some value. Second position also expecting some value. Some value. That's it. Okay. Now, wherever you create a function with some arguments, those arguments by default is like a positional arguments only. Those arguments by default is like positional arguments only. Got my point? Okay. Now, can anyone answer this exact error message? Tell me. Who want to tell the error message to this particular one? What is the error message? To this particular one, what is the error message? Can anyone?
Missing one required positional argument n2.
Okay, the error message is like what? Fn call. Okay, missing one required positional argument n2 or not. What is the error message here? Fn call missing one required positional argument. This is the error message, you can get it. Yes or no? This is the error message, you can get it. Next one, here, what kind of error message you can get it? These are the basic things. If you know this, the next level we can proceed. Here, what is the error message you can get it? Anyone?
Fn goal takes two arguments, but three were given.
Take two arguments, given like three parameters. Fn call take two positional arguments. Take how many arguments? Two positional arguments, but three were given. This is the error message you can get. Okay, done. The next one is like default arguments. Tell me one example. When you can go with the default argument. At the same time, tell me this is like a default argument, like that you can tell. I have a function. I have a function with some parameters, or arguments like this. With some parameters or arguments like this. If any one of the argument the value is like always the same, then the time you can set that value as like a default. Now n2 value always 20, for example. Now you can set the n2 value like a 20. See, whenever you define a function to this argument, if you assign any value, that particular value you can say like a default for that particular argument. So this is nothing but a default argument. Now If I write something like this, is it like valid or invalid? If I write something like this, is it like valid or invalid? Is it like valid or invalid? It is invalid. Why, you know?
Invalid.
The argument should not follow the positional argument. Positional argument should follow what? Default arguments or not. So the statement is like positional arguments should follow the default argument. But here what happened? Default argument is following the positional argument or not. So this is invalid. So make sure whenever you define a default argument, that default arguments always place in the last. Default arguments always place in the last. Now if you want this one only, just you can put like n2 first and then n1. Okay, like that you can add it based on your requirement. Okay, which value is like n1, which value is like n2, you decide that. Okay, done. This is valid or invalid? 100% valid. Now, Fn of 10, is it valid or invalid? If it is like valid, what is my output? It is like 100% valid. What is my output? What is my output? First
30.
value you passed like n2 you not passed, so that the value is like n2 default value 20, n1 plus n2 is like 30. If I write like this, is it valid or invalid? Is it like valid or invalid? Anyone? If I write like this, valid or invalid? 100% valid. If
Valid.
you not pass, then it is like take default argument. If you pass the value, then the time it is going to take your value. So n1 value 10, n2 value 200, so that the output is like 210 is the output. Output is like what? 210 is the output. Understood? Output is like 210 is the output. Okay. The next one, if I write something like this, Fn, okay, 10 comma 200 comma 300, then is it valid or invalid? Is it like valid or invalid? It is like invalid. Why? Because they're expecting Fn call take two positional arguments only, but three were given or not. So that it is like invalid. Understood? So when you can go with the default value means in your function, any argument expecting the same value for every call, then that time set that value as like a default to that argument. Here n2 value always 20. Set that value as like a default to my n2. Whenever you don't want to, you can pass. If you not pass, then only default come into the picture. Default come into the picture. Understood? Default arguments always place at the time of defining the function. Default argument placed at the time of defining the function. Okay, those are the default arguments. These are all we discussed yesterday. Just to recap. What about the keyword arguments? What about the keyword arguments? Come on, what about the keyword arguments? Keyword arguments. Anyone?
The values which we can pass the values in the while calling the function in the key value pair.
A function, whenever you have one function like print n1 plus n2, okay, while calling the function we can pass the data like this or not. While calling the function we can pass the values with that keys also. Here 10 value go to which one? n1. 20 value go to where? n2. So you can pass the values with the keys. So you can pass like this. N1 value is like 10, n2 value is like 20. Like this also you can pass it. Okay, with the keys you can pass the values or not. So here order matters or not. See, if I pass like first 10, first 10 value go to n1, 20 value next, right? Next one is go to n2 or not. But here If you change the order also, no problem at all. Now see, the key is what? N2. N2 value is like 20. N1 value is like 10. Here order matters or not? Here order not a matter. Okay, but here order matters. So while calling a function, if you want to pass the values with the keys, then the time you can go with the keyword arguments. Now, can you tell me, if I write something like this, is it valid syntax or invalid syntax? Is it valid or invalid? It is like invalid. It is like invalid. Okay, well, same default arguments should not follow the positional arguments. Positional arguments follow the default. So always make sure default arguments in the last. Same like this, here also, keyword arguments should not follow the positional. Positional arguments can follow the keyword arguments. It means keyword arguments always in the last or not. So that make sure keyword arguments you can place in the last in the arguments list. Now 20 and n1 equals to 10. 20 and 1 equals to 10. Okay, done. Syntactically valid, that's okay. Now the output is like what? First value go to n1, 20. The second n2 go to, okay, this one has like a 10 value. So my output is like what now? 30 is my output. Now if I write like this, what is my output? If I write like this, what is my output? If I
Invalid.
write like this, what is okay? If I write like this, what is my output?
N1 has multiple values.
N1 received like multiple values or not? Why? Because 20 go to first position argument is like N1. Again, through keyword arguments also, you pass a 10 to my N1 only or not. So 20 go to N1, 10 also go to N1. So my N1 receiving like how many values? So my N1 is receiving like how many values? My N1 is receiving like 2 values. Yes or no? So my N1 argument received like more than one value. So that it gives me an error again. So make sure in Python, no argument should assigned with the 2 values. Okay, so here is the one, it is like valid. Okay, then you can go with the keyword arguments. If you want to pass the values with the keys, then you can go with. While calling the function only, you have to use the keyword arguments. Default arguments while defining the function. Keyword arguments while calling the function. Okay, that is the difference. The next one is like variable length argument. Can anyone? Variable length arguments. Variable
Multiple
length.
values in a single variable.
I need one function which should hold any number of values. I need a function which should hold like any number of values. Okay, which should hold or which should take any number of values. How we can write that function? If I write like fn n1 comma n2, okay, here print n1 plus n2. Now tell me this fn take how many values? How many parameters it's taking? Okay, everyone knows 2 parameters only. My fn take like 2 parameters only. But if my fn, I want to take 0, 1, 2, 3, 10, any number of parameters. If you want to make that fn like that, tell me how my fn should looks like. If you write like this n1 comma n2, my fn take 2 parameters only. My fn take 2 parameters only. But my question is like my fn should take any number of values. My fn should take any number of values. Then how we can? Come on. If any function, if you pass any number of arguments, 0 to any, that function should hold all. Then how you can make that function means you can make that function as like a variable length. You can make that function as like a variable length argument. Okay, here how we can say syntactically this is like a variable length argument. At the time of defining the function, if you put like star with your variable name, with your argument name, that particular argument we can say like a variable length argument. Now this variable length argument take how many parameters, you know? Okay, if I write like this, valid or invalid. If I write like this, valid or invalid. If I write like this, is it valid or invalid? Hmm? If I write like this, is it valid or invalid? 100% valid. You not pass any value, but my variable length argument take 0 to any number of arguments or not. My variable length argument take what? 0 to any number of arguments. Understood? 0 to any number of arguments. Here you pass like how many values? 0. No problem at all. 0 to any number of arguments. Okay. Now if I write like 0 to any number of values, 10 comma 20. Yes. Okay, if I write like 10 comma 20 comma 30, any number of 0 to any number of values, my n1 can hold. When my n1 can hold, if the star is not there, then how many values it can hold? If the star is not there, how many values it can hold? It's like a normal positional argument only. Okay, only one argument, that is hold one value only. But our question is like what? My function should hold any number of values or not. In the time, can you make this function as like a variable length argument? How we can make that function as a variable length argument? Putting like star. Whenever you put like a star, it can hold any number of values. It can hold any number of values. Understood? Okay. Now my question is, n1 is which type? n1 is which type? n1 is variable length argument only. It holds the data in which format? That is the question. n1 holds the data in which format? Anyone?
Tuple
n1
format.
holds the data format. It's a tuple format. Okay, we not discussed at this moment, but you can remember that particular terminology like tuple. Terminology like tuple. Okay, na? This is about variable length argument. Next one is like keyword variable length argument. Can anyone tell me? Keyword variable length argument. Keyword variable length argument.
Double star.
Yeah, it's like double star. Okay, tell me why we go for that. Okay, if you write like this, how it is going to work? How it is going to work? Now, what is the type of my n1? That is the question. When you can go with this? Okay, very simple. While calling a function, if you pass normal values like this, any number of values, how we can hold? With the variable length argument, 1 star. Now, if you pass the data in the keyword arguments format, see, it's like a normal values. While calling a function, okay, can you answer this question? While calling a function, how many ways we can pass the data? One is like just you can pass the value like this. Another one is like through keyword arguments only or not. Yes or no? If you pass the values like this, any number, you can hold that values in which format? Variable length argument in the tuple format. If you pass the values with some keys, if you pass the values with some keys, I don't know any number of, okay, how many number of, okay, keyword arguments, I don't know. Now tell me how my function can hold any number of keyword arguments. How my function can hold any number of keyword arguments? That is the question. My function, how it is going to hold any number of keyword arguments? How? Any number of keyword arguments? By using, come on, keyword variable length argument or not? Only values can hold with what? Variable length argument. If you pass any number of keyword arguments, then what? Keyword variable length argument or not? Keyword variable length argument, star, star. Now my question is here, My n1 type is a tuple if you pass like any number of values. If you pass like any number of keyword arguments, my n1 value is what? What is the type of my n1? My n1 is which type in this case?
Dictionary.
Dictionary, dict. Key value, key value, key value pair. It's like a dictionary format or not? Understood? The arguments. Okay, there has 5 types of arguments you can see in Python. One is like positional arguments, another one is like default arguments, the next one is like keyword arguments. Okay, the next one is like variable length arguments, the next one is like keyword variable length arguments. There has 5 types of arguments over there. Very, very important. Just you can go through all the videos, you can easily understand. Okay, done. Up here, any questions? Okay, the next question is like, how one function in Python return more than one value, how one function can return in Python more than one value. So how? df fn. Okay, I have one n1 10, I have one n2 20 is there. How we can pass, okay, how we can return these two values back from my fn? First of all, in Python, can we return more than one value? Yes, no. Can we return more than one value? Can we return more than one value in Python? Yes or no? Answer is yes. Answer is yes. So how we can return? How we can return? One value if you want to return n1 like this or not. Okay, na? So can anyone tell me what is my a value? What is my a value? A assigned with what? A assigned with what? A assigned with what?
fn function.
It's a function, normal function. So my a is what? My a is what? Function, right? You assign a equals to 10. What is my a? A is 10. You assigned what? 10. So here assigned what? Fn. So here my a is what? A is a function. Now if you write like this, if I write like this, now a assigned with the function or function caller? A assigned with function or function call?
Function call.
Come on. Function call, not function. In any programming language, this statement you have to remember. In any programming language, you can apply. One function call always gives me what? Always gives me return value of that function. Now tell me, function call is this one. The return value of this function is what? n1. So that my a is what? n1 or not. So what is my a? A is a number, a integer, that to n1 value or not. Yes or no? One function call always returns me the return value of the function. Okay, na? Okay, then. Now, if I write two values, can I return it back more than one value? Remaining programming languages, it's not possible, but in Python, it's possible. We can pass more than one arguments, or more than one return values back. So whenever you have more than one value, now tell me my a is what? My a is what? Tell me. My a is what? My a is like a function call. My function call always gives me what? My function call always returns me what? Come on, function call gives me what? Function call gives me the return value of the function. Return value of the function. What it returns? My fn returns me what? One value na? More than one value na? More than one value. Whenever you return more than one value, those values, how it is going to hold, you know? A is a hold like a tuple again. My a is hold like what? Tuple. My a is hold like a tuple. Why it is like a tuple only? Why not list? Why not set? We'll discuss at the time of tuple. Okay, this is not the right time to discuss about those data structures. We'll discuss in my advanced Python. Okay, for now, just remember this terminology. It's not a big deal. You can easily remember the terminology. Okay, so my A is like what? A is like a tuple. Understood, everyone? So the next one is like, this is not there. What is my A? What is my A? A is what? Again, my here, my A is like a function. Here, my A assigned with function call. Function call always gives me return value of the function. What is the return value of the function? Do we have any return value? Do we have any return keyword in the function? Do we have any return keyword in this function? No. If no return keyword, so the default value for my A is what? None. My default value for my A is what? None. So the first one is like return one value. The type is integer. Now the next one is like return multi-values. The type is like a tuple already there. Here, not return any value. If the no return statement in your function, what is the default return value? None. In Python, what is the default return value? The default return value is like none. That's what everyone. Clear, okay? Okay, now? Okay, the next one. Here, you only answer it, okay? DFFN. DFFN print A. Now the question is, what is the type of A? What is the type? What kind of value it can accept? What is the type of my A? Can anyone guess? What is the type? What kind of value I can pass?
Any type of value.
Any type of value. Perfect. Okay, because tell me, can you justify? Can you tell me? Can you elaborate more? Why you said any type?
Python is no type of variable.
Okay, simple answer. See, whatever I given, he is not performing any operation. Just he printed or not. Just he printed or not. Printed is nothing but okay. Just it's a kind of you are giving me one item. Okay, just I'm telling like received that item. See, whenever you use an item, then the time I can come to know like this is like suitable for me or not. But if you not use, there is no issue, right? Here also, I'm passing any kind of value. Just I printed. I'm not doing anything on the A. I'm not doing anything on the A. That's the reason my A can be any value or not. If I pass like a 10, print what? 10. If I pass like string, string. If I pass like Boolean value, tuple, list to set to dictionary range, any kind of value you can pass. That particular value only is going to print here or not. Why? Because I'm not doing any operation on my argument or not. Yes or no? Python is not having the type. That is like next level. Okay, but in this case, I am not performing any operation on my A. Just I'm printing my A. That's it. Yes, no. I'm not performing any operation on my A. Just I'm printing my value A or not. Just I'm printing my value A or not. Agreed? Yes or no? Clear, okay, everyone? Now. What do you think about my AB values? ABs or what? Now this time you are performing some operation A minus B. It's a kind of operation you are performing on those two arguments or not. Now tell me, what is the type of my A? Type is not there, but recommended type is what in Python for my A and B? You are performing which kind of operation here? You are performing what kind of operation?
Arithmetic operation.
So it's like a subtraction, right? Subtraction operation you can do most of the times 99.9% we are going to perform the subtraction operation on integers or not. So A comma B, no data type, but 99.9% A and B are like a integer values or not. 99.9% A comma B values are like what? Integer objects or not. Agreed? Come on, the difference between this one and this one is what? This one, whatever you pass, that just printed, that's it. But here, whatever you pass, you performing some operation or not. You are performing some operation or not. What kind of operation you are performing? Here, what kind of operation you are performing? A minus B, it's a kind of operation only, right? A minus B is nothing but subtraction. Subtraction operation I can do on integers 99.9%. Yes, no? Okay, next one. Yes. What is the type of my A?
Function.
Yes. How we can say it's like a function? How we can say it's like a function?
A calling the
Yeah, you are right. See here, A, B are using like a subtraction. Here, A only there. That's okay, fine. A, what you are doing? You are calling, right? You are calling A means what? My A should be what? What we can call in any programming language? What we can call? We can call functions only. We can call functions or not. Here you are calling. How we can call the functions? Like this. Here you are doing this operation means you are calling. What we can call in any programming language? Functions. That means you are calling a function. Okay, so you are calling a functions means my A should be what? My A should be a function or not. Yes or no? My A should be a function or not. Okay, now this one only I want to take it, just I want to explain one definition here. Now, can you come here? If I write something like this, okay. Now let's write something about the function. My fn, my function name is what? Fn. Take how many arguments? One argument. What is the type of the argument? Okay, expected argument type. Argument type is what? Expected argument type.
function.
Expected argument type. Function, right? Okay, how we can say like expected argument type is like a function.
It's called
Expected argument type is what? Okay, how we can say means this is my A na. This is my A na. You are using A as like what?
calling.
Come on, you are using A as what? Calling. You are calling A means A should be what? A should be a function or not. Expected argument A type is what? A function or not. Yes or no? But received what? Received argument A type is what?
Integer.
Received what? Integer or not. You expected a function, received integer. Is my integer is a function?
No.
Is my integer is a function? No. My function, what you can do? You can call it. Is my integer, can I call it? No. So that you can get the error is what? Integer object is not callable or not. Yes or no? Okay. Now this time if I write like a Sachin. Now tell me. Now tell me. Function fn, no argument one, no expected argument type is what? A calling means function. Received argument type is what?
String.
String. Can I call the string? Can I call the string? What I can call? I can call the functions. I can call the function, not string, right? So that my string object is what? My string object is what? My string object is not callable. Okay, now tell me, if you add a integer, same error. If you add a string, same error. If you write like a boolean, now the error message is what? Bool is not okay, bool object is not callable. If I pass like a list object is not callable. If I pass like a tuple object is not callable. If I pass like a dictionary object is not callable. If I pass like a set object is not callable. If I pass like a range object is not callable. Then when you can't, okay, when you can avoid this error, when you can get like a proper message, proper output, when you can get it, whenever you pass what? Expected a function means you have to pass what? Function, right? Yes or no? You are expecting a function means you received also function, then only you can avoid this error. Otherwise, you can get like a not callable error or not. Yes or no? On. So that my fn take how many parameters? My fn is a function, so I'm calling. Take how many arguments? One argument. Yes, one argument I have to pass. If you not pass fn, missing one required positional argument, a error you can get it. Expected argument type is what? Function. So that you have to pass a function. So if you want to pass a function, can I write one function here first? Yes or no? If you want to give something to some other person, first of all, you should with you, right? That's something. One item you want to give some other person, that item should with you, then only, right? You can give it. I want to give one function to fn. First of all, that function should be there. Then only I can give it to my fn or not. So how we can give it? F1. Now see, function fn, so that I call that fn. Take one argument. Yes, one argument. Expected argument type is what? Function. Yes, my a is set or tuple or range or dict. No, that is like what? Fn is what? Fn, f1, not fn. F1 is what? It's a function, right? So that my expected argument type is a function. Received argument type also what? Function only or not? Received argument type also function only. Expected and received both are like same. Yes, let's go. You can go ahead with that. Whatever operation you want to do it. Now tell me, you are passing f1. So my a value is what? F1. So wherever a is there, for our understanding purpose, just you can replace with what? F1. Wherever, okay, my f1 is there, okay, just is calling. That means f1 calling. So you are calling what? F1. So my final output is what? Printed F1 without any errors or not? Yes or no? Come on, yes or no? Expected a function. So you have to pass. Received also should function. Otherwise, you can get which error? Not callable. Okay, now expected also function, received also function. So that no problem at all. So the first argument f1 you passed. So my a holds that argument. You are calling a means internally you are calling what? You are calling a means internally you are calling what?
F1.
You are calling a means internally you are calling what?
Fn.
A is what? F1. F1 you are calling. Internally you are calling F1 now. Okay, let me do some other values. Okay. Now tell me. Fn you are calling by passing my function. Okay, so my a is what? My a is my function. You are calling a means internally you are calling what? My function you are calling or not? So you are calling my function means my function is what? Function only. You can call it, no problem at all. So my final output is what? My function or not. Got my point? So in my overall, in the overall action, okay, overall operation, how many functions participated? How many functions participated? Tell me. In the overall operation, how many functions participated?
2.
Two functions. One is like fn, another one is like what? my function or not. So I'm going to give the name to the my function is like a callback to this particular fn. I'm going to give like a higher order function. So by seeing this one, can anyone define what is callback? My function is like a callback, I'm telling. Okay, can you define what is callback? Very simple. The function which you pass as a parameter or argument to another function. Okay, the function my function which passes an argument to another function. That kind of functions what we can say callback or not. You pass one function as an argument to which function? Okay, you passed one function as an argument to whom? Fn, right? So that which function take function as an argument, which function take function as an argument, that kind of functions what we can say higher order
Higher
functions
order
or not.
function.
Okay, in a JavaScript, same definition. See, one programming language, if you learn, remaining all are like interrelated only. Syntactically, there has some change. Okay, if you learn one programming language properly, remaining all you can easily learn by your own. There is no need to go for any course. Nothing is required. You can easily understand. Got my point? So here in this entire operation, there are two functions participated. One is like fn, another one is like my fn, my function. Okay, my function I can say like a callback. Okay, how we can say this is like a callback means callback definition is what? One function which you pass as an argument to another function. That kind of functions we can say like a callbacks. One function we can give to another function. That function we can say like a callback. Okay, what he is going to do if I give the my function? He is going to call back with another reference only or not? He is call again back. So fn is a higher order, I said. Okay, how we can say higher order? My fn take one function as a parameter or not? The function which take one more function as an argument. That kind of functions we can say like a higher order functions. The function which take one more function as an argument. That kind of functions we can say like a higher order functions. Got the point? All are okay? So you people all are like enrolled the course or not enrolled? People are enrolled or not enrolled? Okay, can you do quickly this one? Okay. Go to schedule. Is that schedule? Angular, Django, 1-to-1, full stack Python. Where is our full stack Python with data science? Full stack Java. Yeah, Python with data science, right? Demo sessions, yeah. One, I can change it to today's date is what? 11. Huh? Can you go to VTS School? Okay, let me give you the link directly. Okay. Just enroll now. Click on the link. Just fill these details: full name and email and phone number. Your mobile also just do it. I pasted in chat. You just enroll it. Okay. Once you enrolled, okay. Once you enroll, you can see, you can log in the VTS School login. In the users, you can see the enrolled courses. Okay, like this. Your course you enrolled full stack Python and data science. If I click on this one, you can see all the demo videos like this. All the demo videos like this. Got the point? Okay, na? Okay, just do enroll it. Once you enroll, okay, you have to log in. You have to log in. If you not register, you can register. Enroll is different, registration is different. Okay, you can see like this. Click on the login. If you already register, no problem. Okay, if you not register, register first. Okay, these details you can give. Okay, you can simply go with the phone number. Okay, in your phone number out of, then go with the email or login key, your wish. Once you log in, you can log in with the phone number. You can get the OTP. Just you can log in. Okay, every time no need to log in. 15 days, one time you can log in. Okay, the session is going to maintain like 15 days. Okay, so that once you log in, you can see the users tab. Once you click on the users tab, you can find one tile like this. Okay, are you able to see any one of you? Able to see this? Able to see
Yes.
your demo? Able to see, right? Okay, just do it. Okay, if you have any issues, just drop a message. Okay, so that admin can help you. Okay. Okay then. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Okay, I'll upload this video tomorrow and day after tomorrow. No session. Whatever the videos. Okay, whatever the sessions we completed, I'm going to share you the videos in our group. Just you can, okay, go through all. Monday onwards, the link is going to change. We'll share the link with you. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining.